Okay, hello and welcome in to Soccer Now with myself, Samuel Reese, coming to you live from Lexington, Kentucky. Today is Tuesday, August 7th, 2018, and hope everyone's doing good and a tons more to talk about in today's show going on in the soccer world, really. And let's get right to what I'll be discussing today. First of all, we have a Real Madrid transfer tracker update. Luka Modric is to leave and Thibaut Courtois is to arrive. So we'll definitely be talking about that. Also, Real Madrid did reveal their 2018 and 19 third kit. The first kit from the club to be mass-produced from Parley Ocean Plastic. Also, we'll be talking about Keylor Navas, 3 pros. He's brave and quick, has good agility, and of course is a 3-time UCL winner. So they did do, we're going to be talking about pros and cons, and Navas did have 7 clean sheets in 27 La Liga Santander appearances. The 3 cons for Keylor Navas is on crosses, organization, and world status. So we'll be talking much more into that. Thibaut Courtois' strengths and weaknesses between the pipes is something we'll also be talking about. 3 pros for Courtois is height, a leader, and international experience. And 3 cons, distribution, not so well, has not won a UCL. And I couldn't really come up with the third one, to be honest. Courtois is world class. It's hard to come up with 3 cons for sure. So we asked you, who should start for Real Madrid this season? 51% said Navas and 49% Courtois. So very close there. Also, Arturo Vidal has joined FC Barcelona as the former FC Bayern midfielder has signed a 3-year contract. So Arturo Vidal in 2017-18 in Bundesliga, he appeared in 22 matches with 2 assists and 6 goals. In Champions League, though, in 8 appearances with 0 assists and 0 goals. Of course, he was a Bundesliga champ. Also, Toni Kroos was named German Footballer of the Year. The Real Madrid midfielder received the award for the first time in his career. And, of course, the top 5 transfer tracker stories. 5 is that Toby Alderweireld reportedly wants out. 4, Matt Miazga has joined Nantes on loan. 3, Everton have agreed to a deal for Yerry Mina. 2, Borussia Dortmund have signed Axel Witsel. And 1, Arturo Vidal has officially signed with FC Barcelona. So that's everything we're going to be talking about. Also, we will be talking about the end of the show. A look ahead to Liverpool season. So we'll definitely be talking about that. But so that's everything we're going to be talking about in today's show. So let's get right to it. So with Luka Modric it seems like he's going to leave, and Thibaut Courtois arriving. It's some new changes happening at Real Madrid last second, really. And so what do you guys think? Because definitely it seems as though with the latest reports that Luka Modric will leave, but although the Florentino Perez, the president of Real Madrid, did say that he talked with, Lopetegui said that he talked with Modric and thinks that he'll be with Real Madrid. So it's really confusing with Modric. It seems like he could, it could definitely leave, but seems like he could also stay. So it's really a question mark with Modric, but Courtois is to arrive, though. So if Courtois, it definitely seems like the move will happen because with the Premier League about to start, it seems like Courtois really wants to leave, and La Liga too about to start. The UEFA Super Cup in a week and a day, pretty much from now. If he were to go to Real Madrid, he'd want to start the season off with them. And what a pickup it would be from Real Madrid because Courtois is absolutely world class. Talking about more of that later, but Courtois would be a huge pickup for Real Madrid. Chelsea on the other side are in a tough situation because basically Courtois is forcing out, and that's definitely a tough situation to be at for the club. And because Courtois is such a good goalie, and then you wonder who Chelsea will have as their next goalie if Courtois will leave, which definitely seems quite possible. Also, Real Madrid third kit is pretty nice. It's a red it's a red jersey, and some would say orange. It's an orange reddish color. If you haven't seen it, it's pretty nice. And it is the first kit from a club to be mass produced from a Parley Ocean plastic. That was revealed yesterday. All the Real Madrid players on the ICC tour took pictures with that jersey. All of them wore it. And they have a game in New Jersey tonight, but they were over on Long Island City to do that because of the jerseys being mass-produced from Parley Ocean Plastic. So pretty cool to see that, those jerseys from Real Madrid being produced from Ocean Plastic. Pretty impressive. Anyway, going back to the Keylor Navas, Thibaut Courtois situation, for 3 pros for Keylor Navas, definitely brave and quick, because we've seen Courtois come out. He's not afraid to do it, and usually not embarrassed in the end, too. He usually comes out with the save, and he's lightning quick to make the decision. He makes the decisions quickly and is brave to do so, and that's definitely a huge pro for Navas. Also, he has good agility. We've seen the spectacular saves he's made. He's absolutely phenomenal making saves. He can dive like no other goalie, really, or not no other goalie, but you know what I mean. Impressive, top-notch goalkeeping in world football. Also, of course, a pro for him is also a 3-time UCL winner. He has the experience. He's won the championships stage, and he knows what it's like to win, and he's experienced it for sure. So he did have 7 clean sheets in 27 La Liga Santander appearances. That just proves even more how good of a goalkeeper he is. To put that in perspective, that is over a quarter of the games he's played in were clean sheets. About 26% of the matches he played in, he had clean sheets, which is absolutely impressive. And not a lot of goalies can do that, especially in a league like La Liga at a club like Real Madrid. So definitely impressive by Navas. But there are some cons to him. Here are 3 cons. On crosses, not as good, because maybe part of that not being too tall. But we've seen a couple disasters on crosses. Not disasters, but miscues maybe. Also, organization. It's hard for players to listen to him, which will lead me into my next point, actually. For organization, not a lot of players seem to listen to him. And that leads me into my third con, his world status. Probably why his organization isn't too the best, It's all right. But with him, unfortunately, it's nothing he can do about it. He's from Costa Rica, and say compared to a Brazil, players would probably listen to you a little bit more because you're on a club like Brazil. On the other hand, Navas from Costa Rica, they go Costa Rica, so he doesn't have world status, which is unfortunate because it's none of it's his fault, and he's still a great goalkeeper with Costa Rica. But just those are 3 cons. So going to Thibaut Courtois now. He definitely has strengths, but he also has some weaknesses between the pipes. So let's talk about that. So the 3 pros I said earlier were his height. Of course, you got to say height as a pro. I mean, as one of the pros, because about, what is he, 6'7", something like that. The height's a huge advantage for any goalkeeper, really, for any team. Height is a huge advantage to have for your goalkeeper. And not just that, a second pro that I put, he's a leader, because with the height he has, and my next point I'm going to get into, people will listen to him, and he's definitely a leader. He can lead the team with the demand he has, just the way he is. Also, that leads me to my third pro, his international experience. That will be another part of why he's a leader, because when they see that Courtois is on Belgium, okay, Belgium, that's international status, unlike Navas, unfortunately. But definitely that's an advantage to Courtois, a pro that he has. He has the experience at the top international soccer level. So definitely a pro. Three cons. It was hard to do. I actually just had two, to be honest, because with the talent that Courtois has, it's hard to pick out cons. But his distribution isn't that good. With his feet, he's not the best out of all goalkeepers we've seen. And also, he has not won a UCL. So without winning Champions League, maybe he doesn't have the top-notch experience. He made it to the final once with Atletico, but hasn't won it. So maybe with all the other players on Real Madrid winning it, maybe that's a con with him not winning a UCL title. He doesn't have the experience to have that maybe that experience and know what it's like. And then I couldn't come up with a third con, to be honest. He's just a phenomenal goalie. So yeah. Also, as I mentioned, I asked you who should start for Real Madrid this season. The votes ended as Navas 51%, Courtois 49%. So very close. Navas edging out by a little bit, which is probably expected because with everything Navas has done, they are giving Navas respect, despite Courtois, in my opinion, being the better goalkeeper. But yeah, a little surprising there with Navas edging. I thought it might be 60-40 in Courtois' favor, but with Courtois being the better goalie, it might happen that he'll come in and, unfortunately for Navas, not have that top goalkeeping job and might have to move on. But we'll see. Also, Arturo Vidal has joined FC Barcelona. I talked a little bit about that on yesterday's show, but he has signed a 3-year contract. So with Vidal going to Barca, it's a huge move, really, and a 3-year deal, which doesn't mean much these days, really. More in other sports than soccer, but in soccer too, because they can really leave whenever they want. But a 3-year deal, so maybe means a little bit for sure. But Vidal going to Barcelona, just huge news in the soccer world. Huge pickup for Barcelona, and I guess Vidal, he wanted this move to happen because he definitely said that, talking a little trash to his old club, to be honest. Not that much trash, but saying basically that this is a new level for him, a new challenge for him, and he wants to win with Barcelona because Barcelona is the best team in the world. And he wants to win Champions League every season with them. So I'm not sure about all that from Vidal, but we'll see from Arturo Vidal with Barcelona. But yeah, so big words there. Arturo Vidal in 2017-18, as I mentioned, 2 assists, 6 goals in 22 appearances in Bundesliga. In Champions League, not so good. 0 assists and goals apiece in 8 appearances. But he was, of course, a Bundesliga champ. So I mentioned those stats on yesterday's show, but I wanted to let you know, remind you one more time, because he's still great. Great numbers at Bayern Munich. And he could even do better. It's all right numbers, but just the way he plays, I think Vidal has so much left in him that it's a great pickup for Barcelona, in my opinion, for sure. And he'll help the team. I definitely think so. Also, as I mentioned, Toni Kroos was named German Footballer of the Year. He received the award for the first time in his career, so good for Toni Kroos. I mean, it's a big award with a country like Germany with tons of star names. But the Real Madrid man getting the award, of course, a disappointing World Cup, but good to see Toni Kroos get that award. He has been so phenomenal at Real Madrid. Maybe a little overrated, I have to admit, in my opinion. I want to hear what you guys think, if he's overrated or what, but I definitely think a little bit so. But he definitely has talent. We saw his goal in the World Cup and all of that, but phenomenal at the club level too with Real. So yeah, so definitely a deserving award, I'd say, for Toni Kroos. Anyway, going to the top 5 transfer tracker stories. Toby Alderweireld reportedly wants out, which is big news, really, because it looks like Man United are close to getting him, and it definitely looks like he wants to make the move to Manchester, away from London, because he's been absolutely phenomenal with Tottenham. in the defense along with Vertonghen, his Belgian teammate. We saw him at the World Cup with Belgium. And Alderweireld, I definitely think a great defender and a big pickup for Man United it would be, but definitely seems like it's going to happen because he definitely wants to leave Tottenham. I don't know if he wants to go to a bigger club or he thinks that Tottenham won't win anything. But I don't know. But yeah, huge news there with Alderweireld. Also, Matt Miazga has joined Nantes on loan. So the American going to Nantes, who knows? Maybe it's a good start to get back on track for him because, of course, we all know he was at New York Red Bulls and was bought by Chelsea, which was a huge deal, really, for an American in the MLS to go to England to Chelsea. We've seen Weah at PSG, Pulisic at Dortmund, even what's his name? Excuse me. The guy in Vancouver, I can't think of his name. Davies, Alphonso Davies, go to Bayern Munich. Of course, he's Canadian, but an MLS product, really. And but before that, Matt Miazga was the big move to Chelsea and a huge pickup. And anyway, he was from Chelsea. He went on loan to club in the Netherlands. Sorry, I forget which club it exactly was, but anyway, did somewhat successful in Holland, and Chelsea went back to Chelsea from the loan, and now he'll be loaned out to Nantes. So we'll see how he does in France. But yeah, definitely interesting. As I believe Nantes plays PSG in their first game, if I'm not mistaken. I might be wrong, but anyway, we'll see how Matt Miazga does in France in Ligue 1. And Claudio Ranieri's side, remember? So we'll see how Miazga does there. Anyway, Everton has agreed to a deal for Yerry Mina. So despite it did seem like he was going to go to Everton first, but then Man United came in with some interest. But when it didn't seem like it was going to, Barcelona agreed to a when it seemed like Man United didn't agree to a deal for Mina to go to Man United, Mina and Andre Gomes to go to Man United for Paul Pogba to Barcelona. Man United pretty much turned down the thought of getting Mina, and so reportedly has agreed to a deal for Everton. So he will be at Everton, Yerry Mina, after not getting too much playing time at Barcelona. It seems like a good move. After we saw him in the Brazilian league before coming to Barca, the Colombian definitely has some good dance moves. But we'll see how he does on the field for Everton. Definitely will get some playing. Probably a starter there for sure, I think. And had a pretty good World Cup with Colombia, scoring a couple goals, pretty much all headers, but still impressive. Also, Borussia Dortmund have signed Axel Witsel. So Axel Witsel, pretty much a strange figure in European football because the Belgian has been great at the World Cup, Euros, all of that, and but he's been playing in Russia. He played in Russia, for Zenit, and then went to China. So never really playing in the top leagues too much. And he's been in China for a couple of years now, probably for the money, but I guess he has enough money now to go to a club like Dortmund, be fine with going to Dortmund in Germany. It's crazy what these guys want and make. But yeah, going to Dortmund, it's going to the Bundesliga in the first place for Axel Witsel is huge. And definitely he'll have an impact on this Dortmund team, you'd have to think. And also, of course, Arturo Vidal officially signing with FC Barcelona, which, as we already talked about, huge news surrounding Barcelona and the Camp Nou. And, yeah, huge for Arturo Vidal, excuse me. And also, before the show ends, I wanted to talk a teeny bit about Liverpool. Looking ahead to their season, they definitely did phenomenal last year, despite falling pretty far behind Man City in the league, even behind Man United in the end. But Champions League really was what they did well. But if they get off to a good start, they definitely could be contenders for the title, I believe. It was their bad start last year that really put them out of reach of Manchester City. So definitely fun to see. It will be fun to see how Liverpool does this season. But Man City is still the favorites in my mind. Anyway, that's it for today. I apologize once again for not doing this show at the normal time we are at. I thought I'd be able to do it at the normal time, but I had a school orientation. So yeah, things were delayed a little bit. But for those of you who just watched it on recording, no issue for you. But thanks for tuning in, and we'll see you tomorrow. We'll have a lot more news to talk about in tomorrow's show. So thanks for tuning in, and I'll see you next time. Bye.